Stress impacts the gut in two ways. Cells in the gut lining produce and release stress-related chemicals directly into the gut. So you've got the gut lining is picking up signals from the nervous system. Hey, we're under stress, fight or flight. So it actually produces chemicals and releases them into the gut, which starts changing the pH. Your brain also releases stress hormones into your bloodstream, which travel throughout the body, including the walls of the intestines, where they can leak through the intestinal lining into the gut where the bacteria live. This is especially true when stress damages the gut barrier and makes it more permeable. So people who are already stressed and experiencing leaky gut are more likely to have a more significant impact from stress because they're going to get more leakage into the gut. When a system is working, when the threat is over, the message gets to the microbiome through several automatic processes that happen when your parasympathetic nervous system kicks in. So the SNS, the sympathetic nervous system, starts winding down. The parasympathetic nervous system starts taking over and sending different signals. When this happens, stress hormones are no longer secreted and naturally break down. Any of our hormones and neurochemicals in our body eventually break down over time. And like serotonin, for example, when it's released into the synapse, it sits there for a little while and then enzymes come and break it down. The same thing is true for virtually every hormone and chemical in our body. So eventually it breaks down, it becomes less effective. Additionally, the vagus nerve, we've talked about that before. 80% of its nerve endings are kind of tied to the parasympathetic nervous system. It releases acetylcholine into the gut to reduce inflammation and repair the gut barrier. When we're stressed, especially for a long time, the pH changes and it disrupts the gut barrier. So when the stress goes away, the vagus nerve says, hey, time to clean things up. Acetylcholine comes in, turns down that inflammation. And the gut pH changes back to a proactive, if you will, pH, and digestive enzymes are released again. So everything starts again. Our parasympathetic nervous system is our rest, digest, and repair. When we're in sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight system, we're not digesting. We're not repairing. So any food that's in there isn't really going to get digested, or at least not as well. And I want you to think about times when you've been stressed, and not to get too graphic, but food tends to not get digested as much or as well when it goes through your system. This is partly because the digestive enzymes are not being secreted to the same extent. Chronic or repeated stress, and this is really important for our clinical population. Chronic or repeated stress causes stress hormones to stay elevated for days or even weeks after the stressful event. This means the bacteria keep getting stress signals from the body even when the person thinks they've calmed down. So people can downregulate. Their heart rate can return to baseline, their breathing can return to baseline, and they can be like, okay, I've triggered my parasympathetic nervous system, we're all good. It takes the gut a while to catch up. Because of this, it starts creating a vicious cycle where the stressed gut, the stressed bacteria, produce chemicals that keep stress hormones high, which keep the bacteria stressed, which means that for a lot of the people that we work with, because those stress hormones are sort of behind the scenes staying high, the perception of stressors tends to be one of either neutral or negative instead of more positive. In the gut microbiome,